Yo, what up, what up, what up, and welcome back to Pinoy News. Man, listen, all right, we did a fishing stream earlier, right? And then I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna eat something, maybe I'll take a nap. And I was like, I just sat there and kind of hung out, watched YouTube videos for a little bit. And now I'm back. You know what I'm saying? I'm back, bitches. That's how the hell we do things where I come from. Man, I had a dryer sheet in my armpit. Man, listen, I'm not that fat, like legit. Like it was just tucked inside of my shirt. I didn't even notice it. Anyway, yo, look, welcome back to Pinoy News. Anyway, so the other night, right? I stood here and I was hanging out in this rhetoric server, right? Where we were doing a live debate about the Afghanistan thing and like something like 1 or 2 in the morning, some shit like that, right? And when I was standing here doing this live stream, I was doing this debate thing, right? They were doing, they do like debates, and basically like everybody hops in and watches. You know what I mean? They always drag me in because like it is what it is, right? And so I stood here, and one of these individuals hopped on, and this dude hopped on, and he was from Afghanistan, right? And he starts telling his story, right? And while he's telling his story, you know what I'm saying? This motherfucker stands here and explains that his aunts and uncles were Mujahadim, right? And then that his family is Taliban currently inside of Afghanistan, right? And he starts breaking down and explaining things. Like, I stand here and I question him about stuff, right? The majority of the things that I put out as far as stuff's concerned is just absolutely true. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I explained how like his country shouldn't be a country. It should be, a few different countries so that each of them don't rule over the others. He goes, yes, it's absolutely true. I said, you got 10,000 miles of highway. You know what I'm saying? He said, yes, absolutely true. He stands here and like we were talking about like the copper mines and things that are in, Afghanistan that get used in Pakistan and shit. Right. And, he's like, yeah, I was like, well, like that's all they use them in is Pakistan. He's like, yeah. I said, yeah, because it's hard to transport them elsewhere because Afghanistan is not attached to an ocean, right? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a landlocked country as far as things are concerned. It's, a very mountainous terrain. So it's hard to move goods around. He said, that's absolutely true. So then we started getting into, like how the feelings are over there about the United States and the U.S. military and things of this nature, right? And he's standing here breaking this down to me. And yo, Johnny, boy, what up, man? Justin Coon, Ryan himself. Yo, look, man, link is in the Discord. Anybody who wants to join me? Right. I handed this dude a link. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if he wants to come over, he can talk to y'all. Y'all can ask him whatever questions y'all want. You know what I'm saying? If you have questions for me, you can put them in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I will ask him. You know what I mean? It tends to be how it works. Right. And so this mentality that individuals have about, like the Afghanis' view on, like what they think about the Americans as far as stuff's concerned. The truth is that they're standing here going to go, look, you know what I'm saying? We don't really hate anybody, right? And the COVID screwing me. I got you, man. I got you, right? And like, yo, so he was standing here and he's explaining to me, he's like, yo, look, you know what I'm saying? We don't hate nobody, right? But, on the same point, individuals are standing here, feeling that, they're happy that, they have the opportunity to rule themselves and they're not being ruled over by a foreign country and a foreign government, which I believe all of us would feel, you know what I'm saying? We would feel relief. And I'll be honest, you know what I'm saying? I stood here and I told him, I said, thank you, you know what I'm saying, for doing what the Americans can't do in defeating the neoliberal world order, which is out here committing acts of aggression and acts of murder and violence upon people, you know what I'm saying, who we did not stand here and say that they could. After we have stood here and elected, 4 presidents in a row to try to get rid of, you know what I'm saying, these forever wars that we've had, right? We finally have, you know what I'm saying, the opportunity to have this end, right? And the entire ideology of the United States being the world's police, because we have, you know what I'm saying, the largest military as a whole, is coming to an end, right? And what you laughing about, nigga?
No, sorry, it's just no. You said the largest military. No, we don't have the largest military in the world. We don't, not by a long shot.
Well,
but what we do,
we do.
No, we don't. What we do have, however, is we have one of the largest militaries that's better equipped.
Okay. We have the largest military that's able to project force across the globe in the world.
That I agree with.
Okay. Yeah. So, like, I mean, you can have like all the tanks in the world. Like Russia has like, like 12,000 tanks. Okay. What fucking good do those tanks do if they have to conquer, say, Colombia?
Yeah. See, that's kind of where we're getting into it from on there one, Tom. Part of this, and this is something that we've actually been taught as this is me again, kind of speaking it out of nowhere as an actual individual. When it comes to thinking about in terms of military, also offensively, I'm gonna tell you like this, Tom. If we were to go get involved in a land war with Asia, we would get crushed. Part of our defense is the Pacific Ocean because they can't come over here and invade us. If we were to go over there, we would get crushed. Just the amount of manpower that they can put out. Like you said, all those tanks won't do them good if they're going to try to invade us. But if we try to go invade them, they're going to severely outnumber us. And they're just going to roll up, surround us, and knock us down in and out. Doesn't matter how powerful our Abrams is.
Keep talking, man. I'm trying to hand out some wrenches at the moment.
Yeah. Like I said, it doesn't matter how many Abrams we have out there. An Abrams is not gonna withstand 60, 70.
Like up somebody's ass. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We have technical superiority. That's kind of
like our ability like to send an aircraft carrier over and what I'm saying, like put like missiles up somebody's ass. What I mean, is far beyond everybody else. Right. When it has a larger navy, it has more boats, but it doesn't have more tonnage.
Yeah, when it would come to a land war in
kind
Asia,
of the mentality.
Yeah, when it comes to say a land war in Asia, a short war benefits the U.S. because we don't have the manpower to stretch out a long war. When it comes to say the U.S. knocking off something like Iraq or Afghanistan or something like that one, a long war would generally be more beneficial. Now, why we lost in Afghanistan, that's a whole other topic into and of itself, and I've been meaning to make a video on that as far as that's concerned. But like you were just saying, Tom, is that we are in this mentality where America is the world police. Problem, the military is not meant for those kinds of peacekeeping operations.
I wanted to stand here and pop this chat out so I can hand out some wrenches.
Yeah. All right. But that is the problem.
Yeah, I wanted to pop out this chat so I can hand out some wrenches to the chat and whatnot. You know what I mean? But like, I was like, man, listen, my shit's like lagging all types of crazy and shit. So like, like I'm trying to keep up with what you're saying and shit. But basically, like we have the ability to project force all over the world. You know what I mean?
We do.
Right? Like it is.
I'm not going to dispute that.
We could put a goddamn tomahawk up somebody's ass. You know what I mean? From
anywhere.
Goddamn globe. Right? And
we are one of the.
You know what I mean? That's
we have one of the best. We have one of the best equipped larger militaries out there. As far as the best equipment, Israel's actually got us fucking beat. They've got better equipment than we do. But we have more manpower than that. So say if there was a war between us and Israel.
Like I'll be honest, Israel stole a lot of our fucking technology. As far as
they improved
not stole, but like they buy a majority of the shit that we make.
And they improved it to where it's actually better. Japan does the same thing. Japan did the same thing back before World War II. When that all got started, they were sending out a lot of their architects, engineers, and whatnot. And there's actually an anime movie that deals with the realities of this, where they would send them out to go study these things, steal the techniques, bring it back, and improve on it. And that's the whole story of the Japanese Zero Fighter. Like the Zero Fighter severely outperformed American fighters back in World War II to the point where we had to adapt our tactics to take them on. We couldn't outperform them in terms of equipment. We had to outwit them in terms of tactics and strategy to counter them.
Well, by the end of the war, we actually did have fighters that were better than the Zeros.
Yeah, and it took us a long time to get there.
Right, it was the beginning of the war, and
yeah.
The reasons why, you know what I'm saying, like they were as good as they were like against us as far as things are really concerned, is because like they had a lot of run up. You know what I mean? As far as time's concerned, fucking like they were already at war for like 30 years before we ever even got into World War II. You know what I mean?
And,
like they were already fighting, like they fought against the Russians in like 1910. You know
oh
what
yeah,
I mean? They had
that was
fucking,
part of it. It's like the war for them didn't end. We got into war in World War I, and then we got out, and then got back in again, and we were still just so war exhausted.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean? Like between World War I and World War II, you know what I'm saying? Like we ended up, you know what I'm saying, in like having massive upgrades to everything that we fucking did. You know what I mean? Like
trust me, it took us a while to catch up.
No. World War II was like back to the drawing board, like from the very beginning as a whole, right? You know, I mean, we had those garbage ass ships. What the hell were they in World War I? Those fucking trash fucking ships that half of them didn't even make it the hell across the goddamn Atlantic and shit. You know what I mean?
Right?
Yeah.
No,
like,
I get what you're saying, and yeah.
bad, right?
I mean, if you want to think about it like that one, you know, that mentality even goes back to like the War of the 1812, where the Canadians literally kicked the crap out of us because we did not understand proper logistics and handling, and our eyes got bigger than our stomach. We thought we could just kick the Canadians out and pretty much just conquer the entirety of the North American continent. Canadians were laughing all the way to the District of Columbia when they burned the White House.
Well, okay, so all right, man, you hear, you know what I'm saying? Like we had me and TK and Neffel, I had to have a conversation in my Discord with these individuals about you, right? Because like you're here in our neck of the woods, right? Because you know you're upset about what they did, comic books and Star Wars and things of this nature. No, we're going to take this full circle, right?
All right, good. Bring it, boy.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And like because like, yo, you hopped on some, like, you know what I mean, talking about some females type of shit, you know what I mean? Like, you know, fucking standing like she's sexy, that type of thing, right? And they immediately went to like, you need to stop simping, nigga. Like, yo, like fucking, I mean, just like that's the crowd we run around with. Like these niggas is like full throttle into what the hell we do, right? Like they've been in this motherfucking game for a long time, right? You just getting started. So I was like, bro, you need to back off and like stop shoving that red pill down this throat with a fucking plunger and shit. It's not cool, right? I was like, just move the hair out the drain and pour a little Riddix on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like just let that shit slide down. You know, like fucking give him a chance, right? So
let's slide, little boy.
Like I was right. But I was talking to fucking this Taliban motherfucker, whatever, right? And basically, when the war started, he got sent to Iran to go get educated, right? And this is how fucking the whatchamacallit, this is how like the original fucking Taliban got started as a whole, right? A lot of people don't know this, is that the children and women were sent away from Afghanistan during the war with the Mujahadin and the Russians, right? And like, yo, they got educated in these schools in Iran, Pakistan, in these super hardcore fucking like Islamic schools, right? And they came back and literally fucking, you know what I mean, Taliban translates to students, right? Something that to understand. But they did the same thing. But this time, this kid, you know what I mean, he's standing here talking to me. And he has, you're not the first renter from Ohio, my brother. You know what I'm saying? There's so many of us out here, believe me. Like, yo, there's like 2,000 people on this channel with a fucking wrench. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody gets a wrench, because I don't want anyone ever to have to get shut up. You're not. I'm here to have fucking Susan stop y'all from saying something in one of my chats. You know what I mean? Because like, yo, fuck that bullshit. I need y'all to, you know what I'm saying, keep me on point. So that means I need y'all to not be able to be fucking shut up. Anyway, right? Make sure
Tom
like,
Pinoy, the Oprah Winfrey of wrenches. You get a wrench. You get a wrench. Everybody gets a wrench.
Right. So anyway, so these motherfuckers, so this kid went to school over in fucking Iran, right? But all of a sudden, like this kid starts talking about all this shit where he's sitting here going, like he's like, yo, we're all the one people. We should think about ourselves as people of the world and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, ho, slow down there, Ace. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, look here. All right. The reason why y'all people done motherfucking, you know, ad hoc is not the Taliban. Ad hoc is not.
I am not the Taliban. Right. I would be the first one to punch him in the goddamn face. I do not trust them as far as I could throw him.
No, yo, look, man, I trust the Taliban far more than I trust like motherfuckers from California. You know what I'm saying?
That's also the general mistake there. You think just because I don't like and support the Taliban that I side with the leftists? No, I'll punch them both equally in the face. Let them fight and I'll kill the victor.
No, my mentality, and this is where me and him came to, right? Legitimately, right? The town class, Michael Maroney, fucking getting it on, right? Those are the ships that we had back in fucking World War I, the town class ships. Anyway, so because me and this kid started talking, and we started talking about like our normal parts of our lives, like our like growing up, these type of things, our experiences, where we come from, this type of shit. And me and him are basically the same, right? We're both mountain folk. Like we grew up playing in streams and running through the woods and hunting in the motherfucking hills and shit. You know what I mean? And like learning how to live off the land and things of this nature. Like, yo, this is, yo, like you have to understand that, like, legitimate, there's a reason why, like, you know, when they sent those revenuers after motherfuckers up here for making moonshine, a lot of them didn't come the fuck back, right? Like, oh, you can't go to war with us, right? When they fucking sing that song, like, when them old boys raised those shotguns, right? Like, if they're talking about us, right? They're not talking about dudes in Oklahoma, right? Like, they're not talking about Texans, right? They're talking about us. Right, they know, like, you don't come up in these mountains without good reason. This is basically a no-go zone in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, right.
Nah,
and so, but he was standing here, started talking about this like fucking world, you know what I mean, like world citizen type of shit, right? Where we're all human beings and everybody's the same. And I immediately was like, oh, slow down there, Ace. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, the reason why, yo, my fucking Dingleberry Pie, my nigga live right down the road from you, right? Like, yo, fucking, yeah, we fucking Appalachians, baby, right? But I was like, slow down there, Ace. The reason why your people just defeated the largest country in the world and held out against them is because of your culture and your heritage and who the fuck you are and what you went through. You know what I mean? That made you motherfucking, you know, appreciate your lives that goddamn much. And you're not going to continue to have that as long as you sit here and, you know, I mean, start talking this motherfucking, like, you know, women's rights, motherfucking global citizens, fucking nonsense and shit, right? And I want y'all to know, like, you're legit. And I've told y'all this before. Like, y'all motherfuckers, like, nobody wants to listen to me, but like, I'm telling you, like, yo, the Islamists legitimately are getting turned motherfucking towards the goddamn West. Like, they're fucking standing here being taught these liberal values in all goddamn schools because all their academics went to the colleges in America and shit. Legitimately. Like, understand, like, yo, there ain't no place you're going to be safe from this shit here soon. Like, real shit. You know what I mean? This is why I keep saying you need a fucking culture as a whole, right? And this is where, you know, I'm like, I wrap it back around to you, right? Like, little by little, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to open your fucking head, you know what I mean? Like, you know, fucking stand here and go, hey, look, here's this, because I don't want you to, like, immediately get fucking just dropped into the goddamn deep end because you'll run away screaming into the fucking night about the crazy shit that these motherfuckers, you know what I mean, like, are going to tell you, you know what I mean? And then it'll seem like it'll seem way too foreign it'll seem super foreign to you.
Yeah, to drop in on that one real quick, Raman, why doesn't Saudi Arabia help the Tarka people of Afghanistan? It's like the fucking Orient, okay? The Middle East is made up of a whole bunch of groups, and while they look alike, they talk the same language. You think they're homogenous just because they all look alike, and this is why I hate collectivism as a whole. All these different groups, they hate each other. It's the same thing as, you know, the Oriental. You know, you're talking about like the North Koreans, South Koreans, Vietnamese, fucking Bangladesh, China, Japan, all these people, you know, they all look the same. They're all slant-eyed, yellow-skinned, whatnot. We all just lump them in as Asians. Here's the truth of the matter as far as that as well. Yes, they all look alike, but in the same vein, they hate each other. You try to group them up and say, hey, you're all one big group. You know, you walk up to a Japanese person, you call them Chinese, you're going to have a fucking fight on your hands.
Well, let me say this too, right?
The same thing in the Middle East.
The history of the Saudis, right? And you got to understand, like, Saudis come from Saud, right? And Saud was a group of, you know what I'm saying, like Islamic fucking raiders who were Bedouin individuals. And they weren't like, they never had a country, right? They just went around raiding everybody all the fucking time. And they had just happened to raid motherfucking the Holy Land at that very goddamn second that fucking oil was discovered, right? And they're the luckiest group of motherfuckers in the history of mankind, right? Legitimately, they are dumb lucky when it comes to fucking, like, history of the world, right? Because, like, they were never leaders. That was never fucking a Saudi fucking place. That was Arabia forever. You know what I mean? That was always Arabia, but that was never Saudi Arabia. Like, the House of Saud and the motherfucking the Wahhabis, like, legitimately the Wahhabis, yeah, the motherfuckers, they were like spicy goddamn motherfucking you know, hot sauce and shit. Fucking, like, yo, the Wahhabis and shit, they, you know what I mean, like, legitimately, like, yo, they were never in control of any of that shit. like like real shit. You know what I mean? Like that's fucking highly important. And I'll be real. When my man comes to, I forget the fuck his goddamn name, fucking Ryu Khan or some shit like that. Fucking like yo, he said he was the one who suggested I watch that goddamn video last night or whatever it was, and he gave me timestamps, and I didn't even get to it because like yo, I wanted to put this out here because I'm probably not gonna finish watching that shit because it aggravated me. There's a point where like they were talking about fucking private prisons in America, right? And I want to say this. For everybody watching, listen, this is very important. When somebody starts talking about private prisons, you ask them, do you know what the percentage of prisoners who are in private prisons in America, right? And they'll go, oh, man, like 80%. You'll say, no, 8%. And in Australia, it's 19%, right? We are actually one of the lowest people, and the vast majority of them are in like halfway houses and group homes on their way home from fucking jail, not in actually jail anymore. Like legitimately, private prisons are not a real issue in America. It's complete and utter bullshit.
And part of it is that a lot of private prisons, I actually was in orientation to become a prison guard for a private prison. It's a lot of the low misdemeanor class felonies.
Yeah.
Like in the United States, there are 5 different categories as far as that goes. You've got the lower ones. The one I worked at was a level 2. So these are the people that are convicted for things like mail fraud, shoplifting, stuff like that. It's people that are not in there for serious violent crimes. And then you've got prison levels 3 and 4. Those are more akin to the federal
if you see April
prisons.
Rain, legit, if you see April Rain, my nigga, like yo, tell her I said hi. You know what I'm saying? Like tell her come holla at your boy then. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's been a minute since I've seen her. Last time I seen her, I did a fucking stream from inside of her vagina.
It does sound like a porn star's name, April Rain.
Yeah. And
yo, she used to get nailed out by what the hell's that nigga's name? That fucking cornball with the fucking like the spikes on his glasses and shit.
Oh, fucking shit! You had his whole cheese meme against some Sophane. That's
Sophane, yeah, that fucking cornball ass nigga. Right.
And then you got levels 3 and 4. Those are the more serious, violent felony prisoners. Those are ones you're going to see more likely sniper towers and whatnot there. And then you've got the level 5 maximum security ones.
Yeah,
those
but
are
like anything over like level 1 and 2, legitimately, you can't have a private prison. And you know, I mean, again, only 8% of all prisoners in America. That means out of the fucking 1.4 million Americans who are locked up or something like that, right? Only 93,000 people are in private prisons, and the vast majority of those are in halfway houses. And on top of that, they might be on goddamn house arrest, which is also considered a goddamn private prison, right?
House arrest? Really?
Yo, again, this is how they count things, right? Because like they legitimately, you know what I'm saying? They legitimately want more people under it. It's the same. They're cooking the books is basically the deal. You know what I'm saying? Like you're fucking cook the books on some nonsense to make themselves look like it's a worse problem than it is. Like
so basically it's a non-fucking argument. It's a non-fucking argument.
It is. Okay. It is, right? You know what I mean? Like it is like fucking because they want to go, oh man, we got private prisons. I'm like, yo, go talk to Australia. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, 20% of their fucking prisoners are actually in private fucking prisons.
Because like I watched your response video to Zeitgeist. I seen the first one. I thought it was a much bigger problem, but I guess I'm wrong.
Yo, I'm gonna be real with you, man. Like, yo, after how do I put this? There was a point where I was watching a dude named Storm Clouds Gathering back in the day, right? And like Storm Clouds Gathering used to be like super based. He was a fucking one of like these great information, awesome video production, these type of things. And he got to the level where like, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers go like, why you have to use this scary music and shit? You know what I'm saying? And fucking, he eventually just stopped putting music in his videos because he's like, hey, you're right. You know what? I shouldn't be propagandizing motherfuckers. Like, you know what I mean? I should just let my fucking message stand on its own. And that's like, you know, I use music in the background of some of my better videos. But that's only when like I'm standing here, have to cut some shit up and I want to make it look really, really professional. And it covers up the sound of like my fucking breathing and stuff. And it's usually one beat in the background. It's not, you know what I mean? Ooh, you know what I'm saying? It's not some
dark ominous toads. Yeah, dark ominous toads. You know, like a CSI.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yo, it's not like I'm putting them Inception Jones in the background. You know what I mean? The dun dun dun. You're like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, long story short, Pinoid isn't taking dark ominous toads from true crime stories.
Yo, legit, man. That's why like I don't get like pushed to the top of the algorithm. That's why it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not part of, you know what I'm saying, like the mainstream shit. Because I'm like, you know what, man? Like, I just wanted to be honest with y'all and have, you know what I mean, have real conversations and break shit down properly and give good information that I can back up. I'm not going to stand here and get on some nonsense. And yo, Psycho, you're not wrong. We're leaving the topic, but I don't care, right?
That's how conversations work. You talk about one thing, it leads into another topic, cycles back to the first topic,
Now,
all the way out to a seventh topic, rewinds it to 6 and 5, so on and so forth. That's how
Pino
conversations work.
You're absolutely correct. If you cover true crime and then they found semen everywhere, what up? Dark, ominous piano noise, you be top the algorithm.
Yeah, I'm just not about it, son. I'm not about it.
No matter what happens in the crime scene, they find semen fucking everywhere.
Like they go to a hotel room. It's like there's semen everywhere. I'm like, are you sure?
It's a hotel room.
I'm saying like fucking that, you know. Like I don't think all that's evidence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they change those sheets once a month.
Right.
Like I'm saying, you go to a hotel
room,
room, unless it's for work, you go in there for drugs and booty. That's it.
Yeah, so you know, I mean, anyway, like, so I was sitting here and good, women's rights was a mistake, has a wrench. Good, all right. I didn't know. I was like, I don't remember that motherfucker in the chat all like that, but apparently I gave you a wrench at one point, or you change your name. Either way it goes, you know, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, so I was talking to this Taliban kid, and you know, I mean, like, he wasn't, I think he was like 16, 17, 18 years old, some shit like that. You know what I mean? And I'm standing here and I'm having a conversation with the kid, you know what I mean? And like, you know, I want to let y'all know that like legitimately the younger kids growing up who were, you know what I'm saying, educated are not like, this is not going to happen again. You know what I'm saying? Like, these individuals who fought off, you know what I mean, the U.S. government and then came back and took this motherfucker over are the last of a dying breed in this neck of the woods. Right? It's not going to happen again. Right? That's kind of the mentality as far as things are concerned. Like, because they're fucking being educated in the Western style by people who were educated in the Western citizens. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where the mental is as far as shit is concerned. Right? Like, they're not bringing in like a super Sharia government. Like, they're really not. You know what I mean? It's going to be way more moderate than like what, you know what I mean, like what y'all would really think of as far as like ISIS is concerned, or, you know what I mean, the Saudi Arabia type of shit's concerned. You know what I mean? It's probably going to look more like, I don't want to say Dubai, but most definitely like a Kuwait type of deal. You know what I mean?
I get you. Enough there where some like Islamic culture, but enough where like the rest of the world won't absolutely rail against them.
No, not even that. You know what I mean? It's just more along the lines, like, you have to understand, like, their education system has been infiltrated. And I try to tell, like, I was telling somebody about this the other day about how, like, the younger people in Turkey, I was talking to MC, the younger people in Turkey, you know what I mean, are, you know what I'm saying, moving away from Islam. Like this, like, this kid, and there was like 2 or 3 other motherfuckers, legit, none of them even really said that, you know what I mean, they believe in God anymore.
Wow. That's even though I disagree with the majority of what they are, that's kind of upsetting.
I'm telling you, this younger generation, and like, he wasn't scared to talk about it. And he was in Iran.
Ooh, even more so.
Right. And this is something that, like, you know, I mean, this is something I've been hearing about, and I've been hearing, you know what I mean, like, fucking from a bunch of people, you know what I'm saying, like, all over the place. I've been hearing fucking pieces of this, right? You know what I mean, like, you guys, if you listen to the neocons and the fucking super leftists and shit and the fucking retards and the goddamn fucking media, they won't tell you this, you know what I mean? But like, if you listen to like individuals who are dealing with these motherfuckers and the people from these neck of the woods, right, they'll tell you legit that the younger generations, like, there's tons of articles all over the place about how, like, the younger generation in Turkey, you know what I'm saying, not even the majority of them even consider themselves religious anymore. You know what I mean? Like fucking like this is happening like all over the Middle East. You know what I mean?
Now,
And fucking
would
like
that be a
understand,
good or a
like,
bad
yo,
thing though for the Middle East?
I don't know.
Here's the tricky part as far as all of this is concerned, at least where it comes from the Middle East. Despite what the progressives are saying about how Islam is like a religion of peace and whatnot, all in there, it's not. They try to claim that Islam is this kind of ally, and this has been pretty much going on more in the Scandinavian countries in Europe and whatnot. Is that they're basically thinking is that like Islam can be this kind of ally in the new movement, and that's because as far as they're concerned, Islam is like the youngest religion ever. So they kind of see themselves as like a kindred young boy, new kid on the block getting ganged up by all the older ones and overrun by the old guard and whatnot. And this kind of goes back into a whole basically destroying culture as a whole. There's the four olds, and you have to destroy all of them. And because Islam generally opposes Christianity and has for, years, Christianity has also been an enemy of the progressives. So they're still thinking enemy of my enemy as my friend. Well, no. Islam itself is...
Yo, my boy Dingleberry motherfucking donated $20 except for keeping on the grind, my nigga. Right. Just want to put that out there. Good luck, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit, I'm always gonna stay on the grind.
Yeah.
You know go ahead.
Okay, yeah. And well, no. The thing is that Islam is fundamentally, as a belief system, incompatible with the progressive movement. Hell, Islam is also incompatible with Western culture as a whole. Believe no book penned by man. Yeah, I get that.
Let me say this. Let me put this this way, right? So it's not so much that Islam is incompatible with Western values, right? Because it's absolutely compatible with Western values. The issue is Western culture is not compatible with Western values.
No, okay. When it comes to Western values, isn't our whole values at this point just consumerism? And who the fuck doesn't like consumerism?
I don't like consumerism, right?
No, I know what you mean. But like, isn't that like our whole point is Western values is nothing. We don't have a fucking culture anymore. It's all about consumerism. Who the fuck doesn't like cell phones and Wi-Fi?
Right.
Yeah, I see where that's necessarily coming from. But that's generally what it is.
Right. Here's the thing. So this is where, like, you know what I'm saying, like the mentality about you in the Discord and these niggas who are screaming quit simping type of thing is, right? And because I was talking to him about this today, right? And he was standing here, we were talking, and I told him, I said, the problem is that,
yes, I have, Justin Cohn, and that's exactly why I don't trust Islam and dislike it as a whole. I
have read the Quran, and actually I am saying, like, legitimately, I was like as a teenager when I was lost and fucked up, and an Islam dude fucking saved my goddamn fucking life, and gave me purpose and shit. So understand, like, I'm intimately familiar with these individuals, right? I'll ask him about that then, when I get a chance, Mr. Sack, it's appreciated, right? Make sure you go take care of Jenny and shit, all right? But so the mentality is this. So as Western men, we weren't taught respect for ourselves and respect for our motherfucking abilities and authority as men. We were only taught to be as valuable as we are to the individuals who pay us to motherfucking do fucking jobs for them.
Yes,
right?
And the bend over backwards for women. That's what we're taught.
Yes. That's the mentality, right? And so the mentality is...
What's the word here I'm looking for? Gynocentrism. Gynocentrism?
Gynocentrism,
yes.
Right.
There we go. That's it. That's the new order of the day.
It is gynocentrism, but on the same point, it's the mentality of, so as a man, should you be able to run your household without the government telling you what to do?
Essentially, yes, but is that reality? No.
Well, you still have all the responsibilities as if you did, have that ability, but you don't have any of the motherfucking authority to do so.
Exactly. Right? And a Western man is nothing more than a slave.
Right. That's kind of the deal. Yeah, Dingleberry. I mean, look, man, me and you both. I'm pretty sure you look at cousin of mine or some shit, right? Like, yo, we both grew up in the Catholic Church, and that was the mentality. Like, yo, the fundamentals of Islam is not far off from the Roman Catholic Church. You know what I'm saying? Of 30 or 40 years ago.
Well,
right?
Isn't Islam basically just the ultra conservative version of Christianity and Judaism?
Yeah, that's
before
kind of the
Reformation after Reformation after Reformation.
Yep, that's the fundamental Islam right there in of itself. Islam is basically very Old Testament Christianity.
Well, no, it's not. That's not even it, right? It's not even it. Like, yo, the only part of this, right? Only part of Islam that legitimately separates from Catholicism or separates from Christianity really is the ideology of expansion, right? But even then, in the Christian church, like up until probably 20 years ago, and even with some of the fucking Christian church today, they still go door to door trying to spread the fucking message, right? And proselytize.
They're just not doing it with a fucking sword or a gun.
They're not anymore, right? Like anymore, right?
Yeah,
but that used to be order of the day for the longest.
Oh yeah,
you know
that's
I mean?
actually okay. That's exactly why the United States was even founded as it is. You had a whole bunch of different.
No, it happened in the U.S. too.
Orders.
That happened in the U.S. too. It
no,
didn't. It was not just a European thing.
Yeah, you had a whole bunch of different orders fleeing the power of the Catholic Church, which basically had power even over kings, because the power of the king is derived from God. So when part of the coronation ceremony was having the archbishop from the church crowning you.
Let me ask this, right? So let me throw this one up to the chat, okay? If say like you decided that you wanted to get in really good shape in your life, you know what I'm saying? To get yourself not just in good physical condition, but get yourself in good mental condition, right? Like if that's what you wanted to do, and like you went to a personal trainer, and the personal trainer said, look, what you have to do is you have to fast, you know what I'm saying? You have to stand here and meditate every day. You have to maintain a strict diet. You know what I mean? You have to fucking, not jerk off, right? And you have to, only motherfucking bang your wife and, exercise properly, and live in the manner in which, you're supposed to live, no pork, right? These type of things, right? You look at that motherfucking fitness trainer and go, okay, right? We'd all stand here and do that because like that sounds like normal fitness training, right?
But if a religion says it, most of it is cast that aside.
There we go, right? So like if a religion says it, motherfuckers think it's all types of ridiculous and crazy, right? And this is the issue that you're looking at. It's the problem of the fact that like, it's been spun to us in such a way that it's literally, fucking meat, chicken, sandwich. Again, John, is what I'm saying. Like if a fucking drainer stood here and told you to change your diet, meditate twice a day, and motherfucking stand here, and only drop your seed into the womb of your fucking wife and shit, right? You know what I mean? Like the mentality would be like, okay, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or if like, for instance, when you're a boxer, like, it's always been known to train, like, you don't jerk off, you don't fuck, you don't do anything for years, right? Or for like 6 months.
Not before fucking game day.
Right? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the deal, right? So that's kind of the mentality as a whole, right? And then the mentality of standing here going like, yo, look, this is my wife, this is my property. This is what I'm supposed to fucking do to take care of my property, like any other property I own. Like if I have a car, right, and I don't pay attention to how my car runs, if I'm not standing here changing the oil and doing the maintenance and motherfucking putting the work in to clean, like there's a reason you wash your car. It's not to keep it shiny, right? It's to keep dirt from getting in the motherfucking paint and shit and causing rust. You know what I'm saying? It's to make sure that like, your fucking car is like not having dirt and fucking water and moisture in places that's going to sit here and like fucking rot out your goddamn paint, right? It's the same with a female. Like, you pay attention to your female because like, you want your female to take care of you and your family and your home. So you want her in the best mental shape as possible to be able to do that. And in general,
it's your other half, man.
No,
your mentality of your woman is your mentality of the man.
No. Your mentality of taking care of your woman should be the same as taking care of your kids.
If you think of it like a tool, Ed, and because this is part of it right there. If you think of it like this one, if you take care of your tools when you're using your tools to work on a project, and they'll take care of you. Same thing when it comes to a relationship between a man and a woman. You take care of her, and then when you need her, she will take care of you because she's in the best shape.
Basically, what you're hinting at is, especially when it comes to like biblical references like that. Basically, knowledge you get from, let's just break this down to an interpersonal level. Knowledge you get, say, from what the quote unquote old heads. Now, all these religious scripture, all these religious texts, all these religious lessons are basically old heads that predate us by 2,000 to 3,000 fucking years, which is universal fucking truths. Like, yes, how you take care of your car is a direct representation of you. Your woman's mentality and your woman's mentality in the way she functions.
But it's not that. Like, yo, do you care about this stuff? You know what I'm saying? That you work hard for, right? Because you work hard for your home, you work hard for your motherfucking family, you work hard for your motherfucking car, you work hard for your motherfucking boat, you work hard for whatever you have. So therefore, you should take care of it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean. That's a direct representation of you. You have these things, you don't take care of them. That's a representation of you. Like if you have a family and kids, you can't take care of them. That's a representation of you. Like basically, it comes down, even on the Abrahamic sense, as a man, all this shit is a representation of you.
But on the same point, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what I'm saying is that your woman's supposed to be your property in the end of the day, right? She's not supposed to be a full-fledged human being. She's supposed to be your property. So you're supposed to treat her the same way. And individuals go, oh, man, property? You know what I mean? Like, oh, because like they think of it like, oh man, what? She's your slave. She's, you know what I'm saying, your fucking typewriter. No. She's your typewriter, right? She's your fucking ashtray. Like, no, like, yo, she's mine, right? You know what I mean? And like, yo, with it being yours is the same as having a dog or having a motherfucking child. You don't let your child out wander in the streets. You let your dog out wander in the streets. You control all the things that your fucking dog and your motherfucking child does because, like, yo, that's your responsibility. That's your property. In the end of the day,
exactly, and that's where Western's fucked up at. They get the mindset like you're talking about slavery and things like that. No, it's the extension of yourself. How happy your family is and how well your family is doing, that includes the kids and the wife. That is the extension of yourself.
See,
if they're doing poorly, you're doing poorly.
This is actually getting further into the idea of you know, what was the responsibility of the slave owners? When everybody thinks of the plantation owners in forms of slavery,
I don't want to go that way with it. I don't want to go that way with this, right? I want to go a different direction, right? You know what I'm saying? Because like I don't want to turn this into like fucking the idea of fucking slavery and nonsense like that. Like fuck that bullshit, right? Let's take it. The point I want to get into where everybody goes. Let me attach it the other way, right? Let's attach it the other way. Why is it that Western values motherfucking teach that women are goddamn people and should be independent of their fucking family? Why is that?
Destroy the family unit and nuclear family as a whole?
No.
It's more of a why. I think it's more of a humanitarian side of thing because
it's not.
Yeah,
it's not. It has nothing to do with humanity. They sell it as that. That's not what it's about.
Okay.
What it's about is standing here freeing women to be able to do two things. One is vote, and the other one is consume products. That's what it's about. All right. If a female didn't have the freedom to consume all the bullshit fucking products that she does, our goddamn economy would collapse.
It does, because we have a consumer economy. And what women are what 70-80% of the household purchases?
80% or more.
Yeah, look, when they stand here, when they go for like they stand here and like they fucking try to figure out who's watching the news and what they want to see, they stand here and fucking aim at what women want. Because women are the only one who watch the fucking news. Right? Like it was literally made for them. That's what this shit's about. It has nothing to do with humanitarianism. This is an economic principle. That's the problem. That's what motherfuckers are missing completely, right? Like this has nothing to motherfucking do with any of the bullshit, right?
Because if you let me lead into that, I would have led into that.
That's like, where we need to go with this. That point. You know what I'm saying, right? That's the mentality.
I would have gotten there eventually, but yeah,
I didn't want to go the slavery route. You know what I'm saying? Because like that's a shitty way to think about it, right?
No, my intention there was to point out that what is the same kind of mentality. Who takes care of it? We had
this conversation. Yeah, we had this conversation
like 8
times on here.
Oh, is this the new guy in Discord?
Yes, it is.
No, I've
Oh,
been
you're
here
gonna
for a
have fun. You're gonna have fun, man. You're gonna have fun.
Come on, new guy. I've been okay. All right. Okay, fine. I see what we're doing now. We're doing small town USA. I've been here for 3
Like
months.
rabbit
And I'm
hole.
still the new guy.
Yo, rabbit
No,
hole.
no.
Like yo, the rabbit
I'm
hole.
still the
goes
new
to
guy
sleep,
who
nigga.
moved in last week and been here for 3 months.
Don't take offense, homie. Don't take offense. I've known Pinoy for 2 years, and he's called me a fucking idiot for at least that entire time.
No,
He's still gonna blow your mind with shit.
He's not.
it's like I
Hop's
said.
not an
I
idiot,
see
you know
what we're
I'm saying?
doing. I see what we're doing. This is small town USA. I've been here for 3 months, and I'm still the new guy who moved in last week.
You're an
Like, yo,
outsider.
Nah, I get
Right.
it. I'm not upset. I'm not upset.
Like,
I
yeah,
see what we're
like
doing.
Psycho says, women aren't property, men are. We work for them. Fuck that. Right? Like, yo, the thing is like, yo, it's your, like, yo, it's all right. So the man is the individual who has, what's the word I'm looking for here, man? I'm reaching for a fucking word. I'm running out of
Agency and
vocabulary.
accountability.
Agency. Very good. Thank you, Ed. Right? Like, yo, yeah, Pino has been called an idiot for 5+ years. You're not fucking wrong, man. But like, legit, I keep smashing motherfuckers. So I don't know why they keep calling me dumb. Like, yo, motherfuckers keep coming over my way. Like,
Because
legitimately, right?
You deal with a bunch of midwits to just hear how you talk and dispel, and that's all they focus on. Not the message, but your presentation.
Yeah, it is what it is, right? Anyway, right? So, like, yeah, men have the agency, right? So it's kind of like men are the ones who are getting the women. Men are the ones who, like, it's like a dude goes and buys a dog, right? And if you buy a fucking dog, you're gonna have to work to buy that dog food. You know what I'm saying? To get that dog his fucking haircut and to get its nails trimmed, and you know what I'm saying, to take it to the fucking vet and shit, and all these type of things, right? Like, yo, look, nigga, Jim, like, yo, MC can shill his shit whenever the fuck he wants to in my Discord. Like, yo, nigga, don't be coming over here trying to drag people out of my show, for fuck's sake, right? Like, yo, I'm live right now. It's different you put it in the goddamn comment section and shit. Like, you know, I love helping motherfuckers, and especially MC. That's my boy, and I love him, right? You know what I mean? But like, real shit. So,
God damn it, just not right now.
not this moment. I'm on the road right now, right? So men have the agency. Men are the ones who chooses to get women. Men are the ones who choose to stand here. By the way, what up, nigga? Right? Fucking men are the ones who stand here and choose to, you know what I mean, fucking have children. These type of the deal. Psycho, this is the problem. This is the fucking problem, is that you still have responsibility for that family. You still have responsibility for that female, for the kids, for the house, for motherfucking all your shit that you decide to do because you're the one with the agency, right? And if she doesn't have any fucking agency, why the fuck does she have freedom? That's the mentality, right? And that's the issue, I think, in Western civilization that nobody notices as a whole. It's like, oh man, fucking these fucking Muslims, you know, they're gonna cut off the clitorises of fucking females and shit. I'm like, all right, well, look, I don't believe in female genital mutilation. I think that's bad. We should not be doing that as a whole, right?
Definitely shouldn't. It's actually got severe medical problems that make things worse for people when they get older.
Well, like, no. Just in general, you shouldn't do it. You know, I don't think you should. You know what I'm saying? Because I like it when a bitch squirts my dick. You know what I mean? That's my mentality.
And also,
right?
Further argument outside of this, so I won't go much further into because I don't want to derail it. We shouldn't be doing that to any fucking babies.
I feel you, right? I feel you as a whole, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have my kids circumcised, but like, yo, that's just, you know, is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do in my religion, right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be the one that breaks the traditions. I'm not fucking doing it. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, it is, yo, I got circumcised. My kids got circumcised. My dad got circumcised. His dad got circumcised. None of us ended up with fucking, you know what I mean, dick problems. So, like, I'm not going to break that fucking shit. So, the females, though, and by the way, I have 7 fucking kids, so it's not like it harms reproduction, right? And the females, though, on the other hand, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I enjoy the fact that females enjoy fucking sex. You know what I mean? That's my own personal mentality. So the idea that you should stand here and cut the clitorises off of females is fucking retarded. Now, do I think, like, for instance, when they said the rapper T.I., his daughter gets a certain allowance every year.
Yeah.
Right. But she has to get her fucking shit checked. I don't think that's wrong.
I definitely don't think it's wrong. I think it's creepy because it's coming from T.I.
No, I don't, because like what he's doing is he's setting up his daughter to be able to stand here and what's the word I'm looking for here? Like fucking be able to get the most high value male possible.
No, I see what he's doing. He's protecting his genetics, and he's essentially, like he said, because like on the greater issue, I see what he's fucking doing. I just think it's fucking weird because it's fucking T.I.
I don't think it's weird. I don't think it's weird. I think it's a good thing to do. right? I mean, like, and more power to him. Like, yo, here's the thing: if this is a contract too, it's not like he's forcing her to do it. You know what I mean?
No, he's not like
yo,
beating her and
she could
shit.
easily, yeah, she could easily go, fuck you, I don't want your money, and go fucking, you know what I mean, smash on 100 dicks. You know what I mean? In the end of the day, like real shit, she could go and smash on 100 dicks and do what she got to do. You know what I mean? And like fucking, she would, you know what I mean, do whatever she would just be not having the money. But the problem is because we stand here as men in the West, and like we're fucking brainwashed into this mentality of, oh well, that's your daughter, it's your fucking responsibility to give her that money. I'm like, hang on a minute, is she a free person or is she not? You know what I mean? Right? Like,
no,
yo, I'm pretty sure she's under a contract here where it's like, look, you're gonna get this much money for 5 minutes of fucking discomfort at the goddamn doctor. Right? It's not like he's checking it himself. You know, I mean, he's taking her to a fucking gynecologist and checking to make sure that the hymen is intact. You know what I mean? And it's 5 minutes of her time for millions of dollars.
Well, let's just take this forward. Like, Pinoy, you and me both have children. All right. But like really it comes to our obligations with those children, we have no obligations to them unless they're adults.
Wait,
and we both
I don't know, fucking you blended together in the end there.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm just saying, like, we both have children. We both love our kids, etc., blah, blah, blah. But we have no obligation towards those kids once they're fucking adults. None whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, we do. You know what I mean? Like, you know, as an adult, like, you should feel like you have an obligation to still be a parent, you know what I mean, when your kid needs you, right? I'm not talking about, like, financially, if you can financially, but even if you can't, wisdom, talking, you know what I'm saying? Like a place
Well, I'm not talking about that shit right there.
I mean?
That shit's a given.
No, it's not a given. You know what I mean? Because, like, a lot of motherfuckers go like, yo, I raised you, fuck you, get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Right? You know, and, like, there's a lot of people who had that mentality. Like, for instance, you know, like, I'll be real with you. Like, yo, my parents have never met most of my kids.
Really?
Even though I have them every week. Yeah.
Wow,
I haven't.
Dude,
yeah, like, my grandparents have never asked to fucking see my fucking kids.
Shit, that's one of the things I look forward to. An old ass man is like spoiling my grandkids and sending them home with mom and dad.
Yo, just in general, being a family. You know what I mean? Like, that's the mentality as a whole, right?
That's what I'm ready to break out the fucking pixie sticks and Mountain Dew and send them home with a toddler on jacked up on sugar.
And MJ Garak, if you don't know, like, fucking what's he doing there? Basically, in order for her to receive not just her allowance, but, you know what I'm saying, a fat fucking trust fund, right? Basically, it's like, you know, fucking $10 million, right? She has to fucking stand here and remain a fucking virgin until she's, you know what I'm saying, fucking married, right? And that's the stipulation. So, like, you know, fucking once a year, he gets her fucking hymen checked and make sure that she isn't out here, you know what I'm saying, sitting on random dicks, you know what I mean, and fucking focusing on her shit and trying to become the best individual she can be, right? You know what I mean? So for $10 million, she has to go through 5 minutes of motherfucking discomfort every year. You know what I mean? Like, so the mentality is this, right? Like, you know, most boomer parents at this, a lot of boomer parents at this point, you know what I mean? And even Gen X parents, like, you know, of us millennial kids or whatever it is, like, yo, they want nothing to do with the grandkids at all.
That's a fucking shame.
It's fucking tragic. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
It was a fucking shame because, like, the most things I've learned, really, it comes like, I guess our generation, most things I learned about old school fucking values, like work and things like that, came from my fucking grandfather.
I feel where you are. Right? It's like I have 14 aunts and uncles. I haven't received a Christmas card, a fucking text message. My number hasn't changed in 15 years. You know what I mean? I haven't received a text message, a phone call, a fucking how you doing, nothing. Probably in 10, 15, 20 years.
God damn,
you know what I mean? Johnny Sack is wrenchless, nigga. You are wrenchless? Hang on, man. I'll fucking make sure you got a wrench. But, like, you know, like, that's kind of how these motherfuckers are. You know what I mean?
See, I just don't get it. Maybe it's just because I'm in the thralls of, like, paying shitloads of attorneys right now and scheduling my money out for the next several months to pay these motherfuckers. This shit just don't make sense to me.
Sorry, I was distracted by another conversation. What's going on with you right now, Ed?
All that shit aside, but we're just talking about old school family fucking values and what a man has to do in this modern civilization to fucking meet them.
Oh, yeah. No, should probably start cutting out a lot of the family court bullshit and remove no-fault divorce.
Yes, but is that going to happen? No.
Nah, it won't. Why? Because women are not going to vote against their own self-interests.
Because they have a hive mind and they're animals of selfishness and actions.
Yeah, the women are more of a collective-driven group than men are.
God damn it, Jim. Would you fucking stop shilling in my motherfucking chat? For fuck's sake, nigga. God damn it. Right? I mean, like, yeah, I met both my grandparents before. I actually met my great-grandparents before they fucking died. I actually have pictures of my son, right? You know what I'm saying? Being held by my great-grandmother, me, and my motherfucking mom and my grandma in the same goddamn picture and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good fucking picture.
Right.
That's a good fucking picture right there.
That's great grandma, mom, me, my son. That's 5 fucking generations in one picture, right? You know what I mean? Like, you know, and that's what you're supposed to do as men, as a whole, right? As people, you're supposed to fucking be like that tight with your family, but we're just not as a whole.
And
you know what I mean?
It's sad because like what you just named right there is knowing your roots, knowing where you came from. And you really you don't know where you're going unless you know where you came from.
I don't know, Ed. I'm kind of lost on that one. I know where I came from, but I'm still just kind of lost in running through life for no reason.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay, a lot of dudes, they get if they get successful and they get rich, blah 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 blah, etc. etc.
That's not going to happen anytime soon for me.
They do not remember the struggle or where they came from. They didn't remember how life can actually fucking be. And that's a big life lesson because if you don't remember where you came from, where you're going, it can take you completely somewhere else where you're not going to be. You're not going to be who you were. You're not going to have the old school values. You're not going to have the mentality that you had when you were struggling and coming up with nothing but ramen noodles. Try ramen noodles. You only have fucking water to put a pot in.
I see where you're coming from on that. Yeah. No,
that's why the family connections have gotten so fucking weak in our generation, is we've had it so easy for so long. We've grown fat and decadent. Every one of us.
Yeah, the whole cycle. What are we in now? Hard times. What is it? Good times make weak men. Weak men make hard times. Is that where we're at right now?
We're in the bad point of that.
Yeah, we're in the weak men make fucking hard times and shit at this point right now. But like that's not. I'll be honest with you, man. Like I'll be real. I don't even think that's a fucking real cycle. In the end of the day, right?
Dude,
like, legit.
I used to think that, cycle. But I'm seeing around me now. Like I'm seeing dudes my age who can't change a fucking tire, can't change a fucking spark plug. You know what I'm saying?
I can't change a spark plug, but I can change a tire.
Oh, God damn it, dude! Not change a spark plug. Like, yo, fucking, all you gotta do is put the goddamn pull the boot off, fucking put the fucking wrench on it, fucking turn it to the goddamn left.
Yes, dude. Even if you break the spark plug, dude, use a potato. You still get that bitch out.
I wouldn't even know where to look for that.
You don't even know where to look for that?
The spark plug? No, I got a general idea of where to start looking-ish, but...
Oh, God damn it. God damn it. Oh, Pinoy. You start sending us dude some videos now. You start sending us dude some videos.
Like, yo, like, I'm a car junkie. Like, I am a fucking car junkie, right? Legit. Like,
yeah, that's like, not me. I was never able to get into that.
Like, I used to build, like, fucking boat motors and shit, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, I took fucking like lawnmower motors and welded them on top of fucking old boat legs. I legitimately right now I have a weed whacker in my garage. I'm turning into a boat motor. Right.
See, that's exactly why the world is. You're going to have a gang of fucking biker kids on fucking dirt bikes. Like, you're just a recruit from a city.
Yeah, right. I was never a grease monkey as far as that was concerned.
And Pino is going to find the smallest one of them and have him sit on his shoulder because he has to have a midget. He has to have a midget to do his bidding. He just shows up in that microphone and his fucking hockey mask. Let's give up the gas. We do this the easy way, the hard way. We don't need bloodshed. Just give up the gas.
Right. I mean, like, yo, like, man, listen, like, yo, like, man. Again, this is part of like they bred people like ad hoc into the world, right? And it's tragic, right? Because like it used to be you weren't considered a man if you like. All right, Adlock, do you know really why we won World War II? Like how like fucking we became as successful as we were in World War II?
Honestly, couldn't really tell you because we got our shit kicked in until we finally managed to make landfall and get everybody rocking and rolling.
Until we put Patton in charge and let him go handle his fucking business and shit. I got you right.
More or less.
But, all right, here's what it was. So I mean, the reason why Americans like were fucking heads and tails like above the rest of the motherfucking people in Europe is because like legitimately our soldiers came into there and they didn't have to be trained on how to do things, right? Like if a tiger broke down or a panzer broke down,
we just took that shit.
They had to run that shit back to fucking Germany to get it fixed, right? Whereas Americans, like, they was out there. It's like, what needs wrenched on, right? Like, and immediately everybody got out the goddamn shit and started working on everything, right? Because, like, that's what we do, right? We're fucking good at that. Like, we're fucking built for that type of shit. And the problem is we have destroyed that mentality as a whole inside of our country.
We destroyed innovation and adaptation, is what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from as far as that's concerned. There's a little bit more nuance in there, Tom, but for the most part, you're generally right. Part of it is that the Tigers weren't necessarily that well designed. Could they take a hit? Yes. But as far as some of the actual things there, when it came to the point where we were actually starting to make headway there, that's when Germany was kind of on its last legs.
That's all beyond the point.
The time for all that.
What Pino is saying is that they destroyed. Sorry, mumble words. A little bit E and J today, but like imitation, adaptation. That's what we used to be known for.
It's me being a little bit picky, but Tom is on the right track, and that's something I wanted to address in a video later on. Is that for the most part, and I would say right now, World War II was effectively the last war that we're talking in. All these other conflicts we've had since World War II. They're not true wars. We have not ever had to deploy the full might of the American army and just cut it loose and say, go handle this business. We've been going in and basically it's more of a peacekeeper security detail. We're sending in like 60,000 troops just to train the nationals to go fight for us. We're not being very successful for that. And that's why it is. The Gulf War was the last successful conflict. Why? Because when the army was sent in, they were cut loose and say, go hammer go hammer the Iraqi army and don't stop until you break them.
Well, that's
we had that
we
shit
can't
locked down in 100 hours.
No, you can't train national pride. You can't train national pride in your fucking country. You can't train that shit.
You can't train that shit.
A foreign culture cannot train that shit.
That's what happened when we went into Korea, when we went into Vietnam, and when we went into Iraq and Afghanistan this time around, we were basically trying to train the locals to handle their business. Didn't work. 100 hours war in the Gulf War, we didn't stop to train anybody. We hit boots on ground. Command said go. We rolled them up in 100 hours.
Oh, that just proves my point, man. Like, okay, what? The Afghanis have a national defense force for 300,000, and they just give up to the Taliban. That proves my point. The Taliban is national pride. The Taliban is national pride. It's cultural pride in their people. Our defense forces aren't.
Donovan Worland's fucking shit in my goddamn chat. He's a giant YouTuber. He doesn't need my help. Like, it's not like he needs my fucking fans. Like, why don't you go over to his chat and send some niggas over here? Like, legitimately.
And,
nigga, you do this shit in reverse. You're doing it right.
Jesus
Psycho,
Christ, right?
Psycho down there is correct. Rommel was taken off the African campaign, and then the Americans started to win. Yeah, because at the same time, we were getting our shit kicked in. Then Hitler lost his mind, thought he knew better than all his generals altogether, started making all kinds of wild and crazy decisions. Anybody who disagreed with him was executed. And that's about the time Americans got their shit together and realized, all right, let's get our fucking shit together and handle this business. That's when the whole thing turned against him.
Pino knows what I say. We fought the wrong enemy, but thank God we're not speaking German right now. Oh, thank God. Oh, fucking thank God we're not speaking German.
I'll be real with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I live among many goddamn Germans. Like, they're not bad to deal with as a whole, right? They're way better than the English. Like, they're 100% better than fucking English.
And that's kind of this. Now that's kind of this weird.
As an Englishman in Indiana, Tom, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You are fucking wrong.
It's kind of this weird mentality that it's a trend I've noticed with the U.S. that has actually been broken with the Cold War. Anybody we fight against, and I mean like go to actual war with, we're best friends with now.
I'm just saying, Hitler cared about Germany and Austria. What do we have now? What do we have now?
No. What I'm saying is like, I would much rather deal with somebody of German descent than a WASP in the end of the day, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
I fucking hate dealing with WASPs. Like, I'll be real with you. Like, I went to my brother's wedding, right? And my brother, my dad married into a family of WASPs, right?
Yeah.
Like WASP to the point of where like my little brothers, both of them had fucking engineering degrees paid for fully by grandpa's fucking money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, is this your little brother? What are you talking about?
Yeah, my actual little brother, right? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then like there's then on top of that, when my dad and his wife got divorced, her dad sat there and just paid off the fucking house for her.
Oh, God damn. I wish I could have some of that. Buy me a fucking house. Right.
But like, I went to this wedding, you know what I'm saying? And as you can imagine, right, it's a WASP wedding, right? Like legitimately, there's like a fucking skinny dude there with, fucking hipster beard and a goddamn fucking like sandals and khaki shorts on. And I'm there in a pinstripe suit. My dad's there in his fucking black suit, right? Looking like he robbed a motherfucking Goodwill store. Right. And like, and legitimately like, we were like, all right, man, we're going to get out of here then. You know what I'm saying? Let y'all have y'all fun or do whatever the fuck it is you weirdo fucking Christians are going to do. Right. And because like, it was a strange situation. His fucking girl packed up our lunches in like 4 seconds. Like, here, go, bye. Right. I was like, Jesus Christ, like legitimately, like real shit, hate us. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking hate us. They hate our fucking kind as a whole. They hate everybody who's poorer than them and they fucking see as being white trash. And that's why it is like legit. I call myself white trash and I started the White Trash No State was basically just to say fuck those goddamn people as a whole. Right? I fucking hate WASP. I would much rather deal with Germans because at least Germans, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're about, like fucking fishing and hunting and hiking and enjoying life rather than standing there having sex in a missionary position while they're doing a push-up so that they don't touch the skin of another human being. You know what I'm saying?
God. The boring missionary sex. Okay, I get you there.
Tom, I'm gonna have to tell Clock that and see what he says.
And now, actually, Pino, I get what you're saying, dude. I accepted it since you pointed out to me I'm also white trash. I accept it.
You are. That's cool.
And here's the thing.
It's fine, man. Accept what we are.
And one thing. Here's like the Amish. They walk around. They speak German. They talk shit. But they like realize about me is I can turn a wrench. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
like,
why,
hey, this guy can swing a hammer.
Yo, look,
hey, Tom.
The first thing I did when I moved into this neck of the woods is I fixed somebody's shit. They go, oh, he's a great guy now. Just because I can fucking fix things, right? They like me just because I fix things. That's it. They don't give a fuck about nothing the fuck else. Like, oh, he's helpful. He's useful. That's all that matters. And now you're accepted into the community. It's a basic ass fucking premise. You can't do that with WASPs. Because a WASP will take like their Briggs & Stratton motor into a goddamn dealership to get them motherfucker fixed. You know what I mean?
And then they ask you about your 401k. You're right.
I hate those fucking people so much, right? Wrench monkey wanna be. Yo, look, seriously, I would work in a goddamn fucking mechanic shop, except they make $12 an hour, and like it's just not worth it, right?
Well, you got too many kids for that shit.
Well, imagine walking around with busted up knuckles for $13 an hour and a $40,000 debt to a fucking Snap-on dealer.
Oh, goddamn, you're right. But hey, guys, I'm gonna hop off because I got some female attention coming tonight. I'll make sure I'm clean and pretty.
Do your thing, man. Do your thing. I got about a half hour and I gotta go to work. I'll holler at you
later, y'all.
Later.
Anyway, yeah. So ad hoc, we were talking about Patton and Rommel. Fucking Rommel actually said one time, I think it was Rommel. I'm gonna fucking quote it like as it was him, but somebody said it. They said, fucking a German fucking Panzer or a Tiger was worth motherfucking fucking 4 goddamn American fucking tanks, right?
Oh yeah, part of it is
Right.
the Tiger, especially later in the war, was actually more akin to a heavy tank. They were pretty much moving on to the super heavy tanks, whereas the
Yeah,
Shermans
but
that we used were lighter
yeah,
and wouldn't have been able to
well, yeah.
withstand in a
Well,
toe-to-toe conflict.
here's what they said. They said a fucking Tiger was worth 4 fucking Shermans, right? But the problem is there was always 5, right?
Yes,
Like
yeah.
America just outproduced everybody.
Yeah,
TK
like
Mao,
I
what up,
said,
man?
it's the same thing like what you just said with China. And Abrams is not going to be able to withstand 6 T-70s firing at it.
Yeah, like, and we could probably knock out like 2 or 3 of them, but like once like 4 or 5 show up, we're fucked, right? Yo,
Pretty
TK,
much.
what up, man?
Not much. I just got in from work. I continually hear an air hose leaking.
Wow.
Oh,
And now it's going to bother you until you find it.
Are your ears still ringing, or is there like something actually leaking inside of your house?
No, it's just been like literally all week. I have been spending like 8-9 hours a day right beside air hose that's cooling down my material while it's getting cut.
Yeah, I've been there, man. I've been there. You know how this. I remember one time I was running. What the hell was that shit? Oh, I was running a draw fire oven, right? Fucking over here, making truck springs, leaf springs for trucks, right? So it had to be tempered in the draw fire, right? And the fucking like there was supposed to be like a water coolant system at the end of it to cool it down, right? And so like we stood here and like the coolant system broke, like so there was no more water going on them, so they were coming out at like fucking 800 or 900 fucking degrees. And what they did was they gave me a goddamn garden hose, right, and told me just to spray them the fuck down as they were coming out. Like, so I'm sitting there trying to spray and stack at the same time, cooling them down from 900 degrees with a fucking garden hose, and I'm pulling them off with these fucking. They were like these fucking rubber nitrile fucking like super heavy duty fucking like gloves and shit. And while I'm pulling these off, here's how hot these fucking leaf springs are. You could still light your fucking cigarette off of them as I'm stacking them on the goddamn fucking skids and shit. It was melting the fucking gloves. Like literally, I'd grab them and pull them up to fucking set them on the skid, and my gloves would melt and fucking they drop onto the fucking floor because I couldn't hold on to them. That's how hot these fucking things were coming out of this motherfucker. I go, good days, good time.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing something quite that fun since I'm just cutting plastic at the moment.
Plastic's
but but I am on like a CNC mill that has like it's past its warranty period, so the owner just fucking default overrided all of the limits. So now this thing just feeds at like 100 inches per minute just on default. So it's just flying through the material. It's real fun. It'd be a lot more fun if it wasn't an open machine and I wasn't getting pelted with plastic constantly.
Oof.
Well, let me say this, man. All right, look, I'm gonna tell you something to the point of where I had it worse, so you understand how good you have it right now. All right, I used to run fucking wheeler brader machines, right, or what was called a shot peen machine. Basically, there was 2 different types of these. One was a shot peen, which literally what it did was it took these truck springs, and if you ever like take like a pair of scissors and you scrape a ribbon on a fucking balloon that's hanging off, like it'll curl up. Same type of premise. You'd run these through there and a bead of metal BBs would shoot across this thing and make it like kind of like bend a little more and be more springy, right? Basically causing like tension on the top because it would take the top layer of the fucking metal off or whatever. But all night long, while this machine was running, these little metal BBs would just escape out of the fucking machine and shoot you everywhere in your fucking head and fucking arms and neck all night long. You would spend just getting pelted in the ear and the cheek, in the mouth, and the motherfucking nose, and the lip, and the fucking earlobe, the back of the head, the back of the neck, right? Just all day fucking long, right?
So are you getting ball busted then, Tom?
Wasn't even ball busted. It was literally like getting shot by a dude with a fucking BB gun all night in the fucking face, right? for like $13.50 a fucking hours. What the hell I was making back then at that fucking mill and shit, right? The other place I was making like 22, and I was still having the same goddamn problem. Wow, all night long, this thing leaked like a fucking sieve. You know what I mean? And so like you just sat there, and you know what I'm saying, like fucking shoveling this fucking metal shot back into a fucking hopper all night long with a fucking pooper scooper. Not like, you know, like one of them, like one of those old school fucking like fucking shit shovels. Like they're really big, like they're wide, but like they're not like wide like a snow shovel. They're wide like a fucking thing. They're like a little longer. And all night long, you're shoveling metal BBs, right? Like 60 pounds of fucking shovel into these goddamn hoppers all night long. Like motherfuckers like, dude, why's your arm so big? Yo, fucking that's why. That's why right there. And then your fucking back is just screaming like, oh, I've never had back pain like that in my whole fucking life. Like I got tears in my eyes thinking about it right now. That shit hurts so fucking bad. Yo, why are you?
Oh yeah, I am aware I have it good. Here's how I know I have it good. All right, you know, one of my number one sources of discomfort throughout the day while I'm working, the fact that the machines that I work at, I only work at like 2 or 3 of them regularly right now, but all of them are right underneath the AC vent.
Yeah, you got a
Yo,
good
what is
point.
air conditioning? Like legit, what is air? What is that at work? Like legit, like man.
Well,
listen.
like you got to understand that like we're dealing with large aircraft parts that need to be within like a 10,000th of an inch tolerance. So you actually physically cannot even check it until it's back down to a certain temperature.
Well, like what I'm again, like what is air conditioning? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, listen, every industrial plant I ever worked at, it was either you were freezing your fucking dick off in the wintertime, like when you jumped off of a fucking plate to land on the concrete, it felt like your fucking feet shattered, right? Or like it was ridiculously hot in the summer, and you're standing there like I remember it was so hot in the summertime, you spend 12 hours just busting your ass. And like I would look like a bodybuilder come fucking August. Right, just chisel, no fat on you, right? Because you just spent the whole day sweating donkey. Like there was nothing you could do but fucking sweat. Like 115 fucking degrees and shit. Oh my fucking god! I love that job.
Tom.
Yeah, I love that job.
I'm out of shape, but I am still one of the most in shape people at my workplace. Like. It's just because since it's all CNC stuff, almost everyone who works there just compulsively eats because they're fucking bored.
And that's fucking. He came out. I don't have no wife, man. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
No, that was the point he was making, guys. Is that he knows he has it good because he has AC.
Yeah. Like when the biggest thing I have to complain about is I'm too cold because the air is being blown on me directly. Like that's like a cat complaining that it
first
didn't
world
get
problems. First world problems.
First world problems for sure, right? Like we used to sit there and like I remember like doing changeover and shit. You'd have to climb up the fucking side of these machines by the bolts, right? There was like no ladder. You just fucking grabbed a hold of the bolts and started fucking climbing up the side of a goddamn machine, like some fucking Viet Cong motherfucking tunnel rat and shit. And you had to like fucking pull these fucking O-dies into this fucking into place with a fucking it was like what was this, like a fucking 1.5 inch impact fucking wrench, right? Like, man, listen, like, and then you had to pull the fucking old O-dies out, and they weighed, I want to say like fucking 75 ton, something like that. And you put them on top of a dolly, and you got 3 guys behind them underneath of the or inside of the fucking machine, and you fucking got behind it, and you just pushed the fucking cart down a goddamn rail, right? And you pushed them out so the fucking crane could take it off while you were trying to dodge the fucking, there was like weights. Or not weights, they were like shims, but the shims were like 6 inches thick, like 5 foot long pieces of steel. And if they stuck, they would fall down and try to like snap somebody's fucking leg. You need to like jump up on top of the fucking cart. You know what I mean? Everybody at the same time to make sure like you didn't get your leg cut off in the middle of this fucking machine and shit. Like, yo, savagery. right?
I
This
get
is
yelled
real
at
fucking
if
man's work, nigga.
I get yelled at if I tried to pick up too big of a piece of metal.
Shit. Like, man, listen, like, yo, we used to fucking legit stand there and fucking try to like sword fight with these fucking 6-foot fucking pipe wrenches.
Ah, that sounds awesome. I wish I had that.
Did I tell you I'm already making more than one of my bosses?
Yes, you did. Congratulations on that, my brother. Like, legit.
What? What's he
Like-
doing?
Oh, one of my bosses makes 18 an hour. That's where I started at this company.
And Justin Kuhn, I spent my childhood working with an HVAC tech who was my father, climbing in and out of attics with fucking insulation fucking covering me all goddamn summer long, or climbing on top of a roof and fucking having goddamn shingle dust all day long, right? Who is Ad Hoc? Ad Hoc is fucking new guy, right? He's the guy who's going to be doing my book readings on Sunday nights that we're going to be covering mold bug and shit. And I mean, he's a fucking new part of the team and shit. he's a random white guy here to talk to white people, right? So you know what I mean? Like, it's not just it's not just
Wow, Tom, is that all I'm good for? Okay, then I see how it is. You're lucky.
Like,
You're lucky you got a heart.
No. Like,
you're token.
like
Token white
understand.
guy. Look at that
Understand.
now. I have fulfilled my destiny.
Understand that if he was trying to dunk on you, he'd just call you a half-ass replacement XL.
Yeah, we're not doing that, right?
Well, let me guess.
Like,
A half-ass replacement for what? Floyd?
XL. He said XL. XL was my old bottom bitch, right? He used to run like all my streams and shit. You know what I mean? And fucking do all, like, technical
Hold
stuff.
up, Tom. Hold up.
What
I
up?
always top. I ain't no power bottom.
No, that was my. You know what the bottom? You know what a bottom bitch is? The bottom bitch is your favorite bitch, right? You know what I'm saying? That's your best bitch, right? Right? You know what I mean? Like, yo, you're here to help me talk to white folks, right? You know what I mean? Because, like, if I can explain things to you and have a conversation with you back and forth on some normal shit, then other white people can understand the mentality, right? And that's kind of important to have as a whole.
Yeah, I get it.
And that's why I said
I'm not upset. I'm getting used to it.
I know.
Yeah,
Right,
one
you
of
know,
the things
you
is that just when I was younger, I did kind of actually have that kind of thin-skinned mentality, and it's taken me a while to get to the point where I realize that if I'm being insulted and picked on like this, it's a good thing because it means I'm being accepted. I have to give shit back.
Well, not like you're not believe. Don't take it as an insult.
I am not actually.
Anyway, do not. Take it as an insult. Legit.
No,
I need
this is out of love. This is what you're doing. It's out of love. You are accepting me. This is me being accepted.
It's not just that. It's not just that. Like, yeah, you're being accepted, but on top of that, like, yo, I need a token person who sounds like a normal fucking American. Right? Who doesn't, like TK Mao has a strange accent, right? You know what I'm saying? He's dumb smart, but he's a strange accent, right? I have my New York, West Virginia fucking, I don't know, accent that I have, right? You know, and like Ed sounds like, you know, he's from Indiana, which nobody respects anybody from Indiana, right?
Hey, whoa! I'm from Indiana, right? You motherfucker.
I feel you, but nobody respects your state, right?
Wow. Okay, like, then.
Mike Pence was from Indiana, right? And nobody even knows that. He was the vice president of the U.S. and nobody fucking knows that. You know what I'm saying?
Would I lick some insults? Yes, Dan. I would lick just about anything. Come over and lick you tonight if you want me, big guy.
Oh, right. And, you know, like you sound like just a normal, everyday, average Joe person, right? And you being a normal, everyday, average Joe person, I mean, makes the channel, more everyday, average person fucking friendly. Without me having to sell out my fucking morals, right? And that's important to me, right? Because, like, a lot of motherfuckers like, oh, man, just go get you a female, you know what I mean? Like, fucking sell titties and shit. And, like, all of a sudden you become like a fucking 300,000 sub fucking YouTube channel. I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not simping out and I'm not being a bitch, right? We're going to fucking sell this bitch on the strength of the muscle and the intelligence. And I mean, that's brought by the motherfucking, by me and everybody the fuck in here and the whole fan base who continually motherfucking drives me to motherfucking get better. And that's the mentality. You know what I'm saying?
I have a
so-
meme for this, and I would do it to the share. It was just the slow clap one, but I can't really do anything on
Right.
post on that.
Like, we're not motherfucking gonna sell out, you know what I'm saying, and go to the lowest common denominator. We're gonna raise the fuck up. You know what I mean? We're gonna be like, yo, y'all want the blessing? It's here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you motherfucking work up to it. Real shit. That's the mentality that we're trying to have right now. You know, that's the most important part of this as far as shit's concerned. But that's who Ad Hoc is. You know what I'm saying? He's a new buddy around here. And, you know what I mean? Yo, motherfuckers show him some goddamn love and respect. He has a fucking channel, which, you know what I'm saying, we're trying to promote in the Discord. I'm probably going to put it in my fucking description here soon as a permanent thing and shit. You know what I mean? 10,000 motherfuckers, right? Yo, I met this dude in Lewistown one time. I was up here drinking and hanging out. And there was a fucking dude who sat here. And like his only adjective that he knew was 10,000 motherfuckers, right? Like he was like, man, I was motherfucking sick. He said, I was sick, man. I was sicker than 10,000 motherfuckers. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, man, I fucking went over here to get something to eat. It's like I was hungrier than 10,000 motherfuckers, right? It's like I got held up at the fucking light for 20 minutes. I was angrier than 10,000 motherfuckers. I'm like, yo, 10,000 motherfuckers? Like, that's a lot of motherfuckers and shit, right? Like, yo, legit. Yo, hold up. We got a new dude in the chat. Michael Donahue. I want to see if, like, this dude here, you know what I mean, fucking has a wrench yet. Because everybody gets a wrench in my chat. Because I don't want
You get a wrench. You get a wrench. Everybody gets a fucking wrench. Tom Pinoy, the Oprah Winfrey of wrenches.
Yo, like, legit. Everybody gets a wrench. Legit. Because you know why? I don't want fucking Susan to shut y'all up. You know what I mean? And also don't want anybody else to be able to shut you up. I want you to be able to say whatever the fuck you want, whenever you want. And if you got a goddamn, whatchamacallit, a link that you want a motherfucker to have, you know what I mean? I'll make sure that you can put it the hell in there. You know what I mean? Because it's important that everybody has the opportunity. Yo, Full Metal Joker, my nigga, that's another little one of my little homies out here, you know what I mean, who's a work in progress. How the hell are you doing? Tell me, you know what I'm saying? How's things going with you? How's your job? How's your bitch? You know what I'm saying? How's your crib? Everything going the way it's supposed to be going right now? You know what I mean? Fucking, we're all kind of dying because, you know, you my motherfucking man's in there and I got love for you. Hold up, fucking goddamn, man. There he goes. Michael fucking Donahue. We got fucking give you a motherfucking wrench, homie. Here we go.
Yeah, it's really important that we, like, without, like you were saying, selling out or anything like that, we got to make sure to, like, let new blood flow into the system or else we're going to fucking die. And the other thing is that, like, me and Tom, we got a certain way of thinking and we think we're right, even when we disagree, or rather, especially when we disagree. And having somebody who's green on all of it is useful because then, you know, it makes us go back to the basics. And a lot of times, yeah, because, like, every time you try to explain it again, you've got the last time that you've done it in the back of your head. And whether or not you're trying to do it or not, you're going to try to compress it even further. Like, there's a really interesting phenomenon where, like, if you look at certain, like, really basic principles that are applied as far as math and science goes, the actual professors know about them better than the people who are using them in the field, just because the professors have to explain it to new people asking 10,000 different new questions every fucking time.
Well, shit, I can tell you I know that experience from a fact, given that I'm an instructor in the unit, and I instruct BMT. I literally teach basic riflemen for the 501st. It used to be part of the advanced rifleman school, and that was a whole lot of thing there, but I had to retire from that for the time being because I got way too much shit on my plate. And I feel you there. It's like, back when I was in my heyday, I was processing 4, 6, 7 new people at any one given time. And, you know, we always had to go through this, and there would always be this one new question. And hell, I got fucking war stories that I use from my time in the operations that I was in to help drive the point home for these new people when we're coming in there. Well, so yeah, I get where you're coming from on this end, and where they got to compress it down a little bit and make sure that everybody gets their questions answered.
Well,
Right,
it's not
right.
just that. It's
And
not just that, but like you can like boil it down to its most basic essence, right? Like for
right,
instance, that's why like I came up with like the ideology of the like leave me alone party, right? You know what I mean? Because like it's every time I talk to somebody, you know what I mean, like especially like when I'm first starting having this conversation, one of the first words out of their mouth is like, I just want to be left alone. Right? Everybody fucking says this. Like everybody, every goddamn person I talk to says the same goddamn thing. I'm like, why don't we just start the leave me alone party, right? You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, we got to have like a catchphrase like God's guns and fucking grills, right? You know what I mean? On some basic shit. And then they go like, what's the fucking stance? I said, well, it's really simple. You elect people who fucking go, you know what I mean? Is this going to leave me alone? Is this going to leave the people alone? Yes. Okay. Then I can vote for it. Is it not? No, then I'm not voting for it. Right. On some basic shit. Right. And, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to like boil shit down to its very fucking essence of how things operate and what we should be fucking looking at doing as a whole. And getting down to like the very simplest way of fucking explaining shit, you know, that people can really grasp without using heavy, super duper crazy intellectual fucking things.
In
And
other words, we want to cut out the $6 learn language and be able to hear translated into Joe's six pack. This I can do.
Right. You know what I mean? And that's what you're here for, right? Because like, you know, we're going to take you from scratch and build you into something. And then on top of that, like with the reading thing that we're doing is what we're doing is we're going, okay, required reading time. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is what, you know what I'm saying, we should be looking at, because when this shit happened with Afghanistan, the first thing that should have happened with the American people was why is these people who voted for this still in office? Right? Like that should have been the first mentality everybody had. Right?
yeah.
That should have been the first fucking mental that everyone had was, why are you people still there? Like, you motherfuckers voted for this. You motherfuckers allowed this. Like, yo, you motherfuckers didn't do your jobs. And if we fucked up this goddamn bad at our jobs, we'd be fired. Right? So why are you still there? Right? And then like fucking from there should have been, why don't we fucking redo this whole ideology? Why don't we get rid of fucking everything and strip it down and put it into something fucking new? Right? The problem is, though, is that legitimately most motherfuckers don't know that there is other new shit out there. Right?
Well, people don't know what they don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of gets into the whole thing. It's like people don't understand what the military was really doing over there. I mean, y'all can go on all day about fucking CIA, Black Ops, and special operations and all that fun stuff. But the real question is, what was the GI, the General Infantry? What were they doing over there? That I know the answer to. They were over there trying to teach the Afghanis how to be a military in the same vein as the U.S. They were basically trying to teach them how to become the Afghan National Army, the ANA. They failed, and that's why the Taliban were able to overrun the place in 72 hours. The mentality there is the Afghan people got too reliant on the U.S. Army being what it was. We weren't supposed to stay there for 20 years the way we did, but we did because the Afghanis were more dependent.
So Dan S donated $3 and said, "Shave your shit. A mouth is a mouth." 16 people watching, nigga. Like, yo, I got you, right? You know what I mean? And like, so I understand like what y'all were trying to do as an infantry, like y'all were trying to train up, you know what I'm saying, the Afghani military to take care of themselves, but like legitimately all we did was just arm the Taliban, right? That's what we really did. We did the Taliban, all that shit.
The problem there is that actually goes up towards the top brass in the presidency, which then trickles back into what you were saying, Tom. What the fuck are these people thinking that they're doing?
Why are they still employed?
Why are they still in office? Why have we not gotten rid of these people?
Right. Why haven't we asked for their resignations? All of them.
I have seen the meme going around about how Joe Biden was a senator, like back during the Gulf War. He was vice president when we kind of went full throttle into Afghanistan itself, and now he's president on trying to draw down. And all of this has been badly mishandled under his watch. So why aren't we getting rid of him? Why isn't he being impeached right now?
Okay, so ad hoc. Part of the problem is this, and like I will try to appeal to some of your experience as a teacher in this.
Okay.
and I will try to speak more quickly because I realize I am also a really fucking slow talker.
I'm patient. Talk as slow as you need to. Take your time. That's part
We're
of
on
being a
straight.
teacher.
Yes. But anyhow, have you ever given someone an instruction without thinking much about it, like something basic, or at least in your mind basic?
Yes.
And then watch them fuck it up so spectacularly that you've had to rethink your entire life?
The amount of war stories that I could tell you on that premise alone, we would be here for the next 2 hours.
Okay, so why has that never happened to any of our politicians?
I think that's the question we're all three trying to answer here right now.
Yeah, like basic premise,
Sunday,
these people are broken.
I'm gonna tell you what. Here's the problem. I have to go to work. Right. You know what I'm saying? I have to work.
He's
I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go work for the night. You know what I'm saying? Make some money. So here's the mentality. Sunday. Be there at the monster truck rally, right?
Sunday. Yeah, it's Awesome Cross 98.
Right. Yeah. Like we had the farm show complex. Sunday at the farm show complex in Harrisburg. Catch the Bigfoot out here smashing with the grave. I have a recording of myself at 4 years old saying that into a goddamn fucking microphone and shit. This ain't the first time I've been behind the mic. It's crazy. Anyway, fucking, and I was always the star. Anyway, right. So Sunday we're gonna be fucking, doing more of this fucking reading shit, but we're also gonna have this conversation while we're doing it, right? Legitimately. But I got to go to work right now. It is what it is. I apologize. Fucking thank you guys very much for coming to help. Thank you everybody for coming to watch. Thank you, Dan S. and fucking Dingleberry for donating. It's appreciated. We're gonna turn this into some motherfucking positive shit. I'm gonna holla at y'all motherfuckers later. Peace be like one motherfuckers. Like, share, and subscribe. You know this. Later. All right, and bro.